Yes, I believe we are ready, but if you don't mind, since my computer exploded, could you give us a refresher for the video watching audience of us later?
Sure.
Cool. It's recording, you can go.
Okay. So, to recap. Arriving back from your mission to find answers from a lich, you spent about half a day seeking out information and researching Cholt to fabricate a map of the wild and unexplored peninsula. When the map, drafted by Jade under the influence of spiced artisanal coffee, was completed, Sindra teleported you all along with herself and one of her maidservants to Port Nyanzaru. On arrival, you were taken to meet Wakanga, one of the merchant princes that appear to form governance in this tropical land. He explained a great many things of the city and its peoples. He also offered to you a side quest, if you have time when you're in the jungle, to retrieve an arcane mechanical construct called Vaughn and its control amulet in exchange for a handsome reward. You purchased board at one of the fancier places in the city, Kaya's House of Repose,
So
before you headed to.
I remember this one. It was 10 gold, and the two of us ladyfolk shared 5 each. And because Bannister seemed to have some issue with splitting money 3 ways, we elected for our dear sorcerer friend to pay the additional 1 gold. So it was 334, because someone wasn't there to argue the point.
That's fine.
And then, after you got your lodgings, you headed to the lesser renowned inn for drinking, the Thundering Lizard, where you gathered information. And while you were there, you encountered a famed adventurer, Volothamp Gedarm, who is in Cholt promoting his latest book, of which you bought a signed copy. Your presence was not unnoticed, however, as you were soon beset by 2 creepy bandits who attempted to follow you. In the dark night streets, you cornered one of them, and he transformed into a were-tiger. Battle ensued, and the panicked creature escaped into the night. From there, you took a meandering path through the city streets back to your lodgings and went to sleep.
Most of us.
Those of you who do sleep went to sleep. Oh yeah, and there was totally some gay stuff in the men's room.
What now? It's not what I signed up for.
Are you sure?
Fairly?
Kurik, if you look into your inventory, you'll find a few new things that have been added.
I see the journal.
You've also got a healing potion because Bannister revealed that he makes.
Silly Bannister.
Potions are nice.
They are. Oh yeah, and I believe I gave mine off because it doesn't do me any good since I can heal people.
Yeah.
By channeling the divine.
So it is now the next day. I hesitate to say morning
I realize
because you guys were drinking last night. And you all have terrible headaches.
I only had one.
You only had one. However, it was not a comfortable night's sleep for those of you who were attempting to sleep.
Aww.
The temperature didn't fall any lower than 20 degrees Celsius or 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Even in the middle of the night, it was a warm and sticky night. So let's go with the girls' room first.
I need music though. Wonder if there's a good one. Well, so question, would that bother me since I have resistance to heat?
It depends whether you have resistance to stickiness.
I'm resistant to fire.
But are you resistant to humidity?
I'm resistant to losing my goddamn patience with you people.
That's good thing, right?
Is there some kind of bathhouse thingy inside this inn?
That's a good question.
Well,
Hello?
if
Let me just
Hello?
poke the DM.
Hello?
like, is there like a bathhouse thingy inside this inn? Could Jade have, since she has all the time, took a bath or something?
There is not a bathhouse in this inn, no. This inn is only bedrooms and nothing else.
Oh lord. Do they serve breakfast?
Only bedrooms and nothing else.
Okay, well, having woken then, I shall suggest we go for food.
Yeah, or eat something on the way,
Yes.
doing other things. Should we go poke the guys?
No. Sound a little weird out there. Maybe? Wait. I'm guessing you would already be dressed and, like, ready after a 4 hour of
Yeah,
not sleep.
yeah, totally. Everything is packed.
Oh, that's loud. Sorry, I was finding music. Okay, how about this? You go wake them up while I, like, get presentable.
It works.
And stretch a little.
Jade leaves 70 at her morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to carefully knock on the guy's room door.
Into the pillow.
Wakey, wakey!
Okay, for us boys. During the night, Bannister has relocated himself from the bed to the chair near the window because he just couldn't sleep with all. So, correct. During the night, you could have migrated from the floor to the bed.
I'll stay on the floor. It's probably cooler there.
Knock, knock, knock.
Go away.
We should get going. It's not morning anymore.
Wait, it's not.
It's this early afternoon now. Probably.
Bannister just raises his arms and stretches, and you can hear the skin separating because he's so sticky. Also, Bannister doesn't have a shirt on.
No, I didn't. Yeah. I leave you to it.
No, you totally could hear through the door.
That's extra sticky.
Why would you have leather chairs this far south? Just imagine it like a school bus where the seats are that plastic. So in the summer the kids get off of it and it's just like their entire backs are
Okay. I'll disgruntledly get up. Just get myself together to leave. Entry things.
Bannister will stand up and just, tap on Moran's boots to wake him up and go put his shirt back.
Yeah, Moran has already been up for a while, but like just mentally enduring the morning, laying down in the bed, considering every other option that is probably feeling worse at the moment anyway. And then sits up on the side of the bed and like, good morning, lads. Guess we should move out soon. Then it can't get worse out there than it's inside in this room, can it?
There is an a Moran-shaped depression in the bed from just where it has soaked in.
Oh God.
Yeah, this is not a comfortable place for you winter people to suddenly turn up in.
Horrifying.
Jade is waiting at the downstairs.
I would probably be down after a couple of minutes and only like one snooze. Dressed, without all the extra armor because we're still in town. Everything's in the pack.
Taking it with you?
Yeah.
Everything is.
Yeah, just not like full cloak and, everything. She's dressed for the heat.
After a while, the boys come down and meet you all in the foyer, where the Minotaur is still standing there, completely motionless, eyeing you all.
So, breakfast? Lunch?
Breakfast.
Food.
We should go get more of that weird stuff that I can't pronounce. What was it called?
What weird stuff?
The like food on a stick.
I don't know,
Man, I
I
can't
didn't taste
remember.
those.
I was scrolling back up and I see that I made a Simpsons reference because it looks like Cobb Clash.
Just try some gumbala.
Yeah, let's go get breakfast and then we need to go to the fort.
The Minotaur clears his throat and extends his hand for the keys, because you only got one night here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have the key? I guess I have it.
Whoever has it, we give him back.
Both keys returned.
Man. To food.
To food.
Yes, back to the marketplace, to the food court.
As we're leaving, I asked the Minotaur, did our friends come looking for us by chance?
No.
I nodded him and toss him a gold piece again, and smiled him. Thanks for checking.
He just takes the gold piece very slowly.
Once
He
we're,
never breaks his gaze from yours.
once we're outside, I'm totally like, he seemed nice.
Proper charmer. So should we just pick up something to eat while we head for get that insect repellent from Quiety?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
As you guys step out onto the streets, you notice a distinct difference in this area from when you were here yesterday. A strange odor. It smells breakfasty more than it did yesterday where it smelled dinner-y.
Interesting. Well, food time.
Let's follow the breakfast smell.
Yes.
As you follow the breakfast smell, you seem to find a very strong breakfast smell coming out of the thundering lizard.
All the way
It seems that
Go ahead.
yeah, it seems that most of the delicious food smells are coming out of the establishment there, rather than the street food, which hasn't really started up.
Pub breakfast.
I mean, if that's the best place to go, let's go. We don't
Yeah.
have to tarry. We can get food, and we can head off to go get repellent and head up to the fort.
Let's just keep our eyes open because you know what went on yesterday here.
I remember passing a check-in knowing we've only got so much time. We can't just fiddle about forever. So, onward.
As you enter in...
How much will food be?
It depends. Depends what you want. As you enter into the Thundering Lizard, you see that it's quite a bit calmer than it was last night. Everyone appears to either still be sleeping, face down on the tables, and some lying on the floor. And, it's very much a, everybody keep quiet. People are still hungover sort of scenario.
Good morning, everyone! Very loud.
Oh, she's gonna get us killed.
A quiet "good morning" comes from behind the bar from a Cholton lady who is different to the previous bartender you saw last night. She asks, "Would you like a table, breakfast?"
No one else? Okay. Yes, please.
She points you towards one of the tables and comes out from behind the bar. She says, "We have 3 breakfasts. They're all 3 silver each. We have continental, dwarven, or Cholton.
I'll take Cholton, please.
1 for Cholton,
Same.
2 for Cholton."
I'll have 4 when without the ale. Just give me a pitcher of water with it.
Dwarven and
Just
a jug of water.
And continental for me.
Bannister asks what's in the continental, and she says it's bacon and sourdough toast, and she's cut off by Bannister. Sounds good. Bacon was all he wanted. Any
Extra
other
bacon.
drinks for the table?
Yes. Just, water. Wait, we're not supposed to drink the water here, are we?
The water is clean. The water is clean.
Oh, so in town it's fine.
Yes, we use boiled water.
Okay.
Bannister asks for a jug of table beer. And are you all paying together or separate?
Separate.
Yeah, we can just talk over 3 silver.
3 silver. And that's also 6 copper for each jug of water.
No water for anyone. No, I'm kidding. I'm not using a spell slot yet.
I just hand her 4 silver and say, keep the rest.
Silver, 6 copper.
And so she collects all your money, and she's been taking down your order on a piece of parchment. She says, "That'll be with you in a few."
Okay,
Germany.
Huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Gonna ask, is there or are there many drunken, passed out people near to our table?
There's one laying down on the floor like 5 feet away.
This place is weird.
Well, it's a very warm place, full of newcomers, and dehydration is a problem.
Terrible.
At least they tried to drink a lot.
So after a few minutes, she returns with 3 jugs of clean water and a jug of table beer and 5 empty tankards. And she places them on the table and then potters off to the kitchen to start getting the food ready.
Right. So while we wait, we have a list of things that we have to do. Shall we take a look at the map and double check exactly what the plan is?
Fort.
That sounds good. We need supplies, obviously.
Yes, but more the point is, and since we have the map now, where exactly are we going here? We have no idea.
Yeah, after fort we have absolutely no idea.
Like, we know to get something to deal with insects, and we know that there's undead potentially everywhere. But aside from going to the fort to get documentation, where are we supposed to go?
Perhaps there would be some settlement in the jungle that we could get more information from.
We're gonna have to ask around, aren't we?
Yeah, we can try fort if they have more information.
Yeah, we're coming back this way after visiting the fort anyway, so in case we can't get enough information there, we can ask around here more.
Question, for the DM, do we know about how long a trip it is towards the fort?
Well, you can judge the distance because Jade did include a lovely scale at the bottom of the map.
Right.
So you can tell it looks like it is about 70 miles, which is 2, maybe 3 sleeps to get
Through the jungle?
through the grasslands if you go around the jungle.
Okay.
However, you will have to cross the river to get there.
Right.
Alternatively, you could take, a boat the long way round, but it seems like you'd get there faster on foot.
I don't like the boat option. Alright, well, maybe then we should go straight up there, get whatever documentation we need, come back, split up, ask as many people as we can for anywhere that might be interesting in the jungle to go before we head out.
That sounds good.
At this point, the bartender comes out with 3 boards covered in food. So who had the Cholton?
I had.
And me.
She hands out the 2 boards with the Cholton cuisine on it. It appears to consist of green salad with peas and sweet vegetables, and fish, seasoned with salt and red pepper flake. Served with a side of flavorless, kind of salty grit.
How much of this did you make up yourself, and how much is actually in the book?
I can't say.
I hate you.
Here's
And who
big-
had
big
the
secrets.
dwarven?
I have the dwarven.
She passes you this board, and it's a bowl of slow-cooked smoky pork and beef and beans in a thick, tangy and sweet sauce with a dozen crisp and gritty oatcake.
The dwarves sure know how to make hangover food.
Right. And 2 continentals coming up.
Yep. Bacon, that's all you need to say.
We need to cross a river. I
Wasn't
wonder
there
how
some
we-
kind of service for that for a few silver?
Maybe.
I'm sure there's a ferry or something.
Bartender returns now with the 2 final breakfast boards of continental breakfast, which consists of
Bacon.
salty bacon,
Bacon.
boiled sourdough toast,
I swear to
a
God.
soft-boiled egg the size of an apple,
I'm gonna strangle
and a wedge of soft cheese. A wedge of soft cheese with a black rind encrusted with dried aromatic herbs and seeds. And a side of cut fruit.
Thank you.
Yes. But mostly bacon.
Mostly bacon. That's all we care about is the bacon.
So, who remembers much of last night?
Oh God.
Not me.
Well, I remember all the stuff you told us about earlier. And I remember that we chit-chatted with a dwarf fellow who told us, like, something... There was a Hrackhammer where they came from. And the book. The book.
Yes.
But we need a lot more information than that to go anywhere around here, because there is so much. That's
How about
hundreds of
everyone-
miles.
Everyone at the table roll a intelligence check to see if they remember anything from last night.
$13.
$13 for Savintia.
Wow. I remember nothing.
I'm
It's
also
like it's like Kurik was just absent.
Weird.
I also had like the broken remains of my net ripped apart by a beast to remind me. That must be what guided my roll.
Do I need to roll?
Yes,
Yes, intelligence.
this Bannister.
12.
12.
Does Bannister roll?
Bannister does roll. He rolled a 19.
Okay.
Make that an 18 because he's got -1 intelligence. Hence his math problems. But despite that, everyone except Kurik remembers some little detail that lodged in their mind from last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just bringing up my thing. So, Savintia. You remember, just from, hearing out of earshot, someone talking about dwarves in general and how they always talk about Wormheart Mine and how there's a red dragon there and they want to go back and get it.
Okay.
Morin, you heard something during your night's drinking. You heard something about minotaurs. You heard some tavern talk of a city being built in the jungle by minotaurs.
So I'm just typing the notes.
And Jade, you remember something. You think you heard it when you were in the vicinity of Volafamp something about a blue mist and how it will kill you if you're near it.
Sounds nasty.
Gross. What does Bannister remember?
And Bannister, if you guys are sharing what you remember out
Yeah.
loud,
I will.
Yeah, while
Banner-
eating, we're just chatting about it, and since we were thinking about information,
Yeah, as we're eating.
Bannister tells you guys he remembered hearing something about terror folk. Something about a bunch of terror folk nesting somewhere up the Tiriki River. And how they were gonna kill people. And something about a firefinger.
Okay.
And Bannister just chugs down as much of his ale as he can because he is super dehydrated.
That's not gonna help you. It's just gonna. Okay. Okay. So, should we all go get insect repellent together, or should we split up?
Well, we're all gonna at least go to the same place for that and might as well stay together.
yeah, take that on our way out. See if you need any other supplies as well.
So, what do we remember about getting across the river? Because I honestly don't. Like, as a player.
You remember that there is a ferry in the harbour that will take you across the river.
Okay.
It travels back and forth across the river 2 times a day.
Do we know what time it travels?
You do not, except, roughly morning and evening.
And what time is it now?
It is late morning.
So it's probably already left for the morning.
Yeah, maybe we should take the
Can't
evening
hurt.
ferry.
Alright, I'm just gonna say it. Can we just do like a general investigation to find out someone who will know what time it comes? Because I know if I try to be coy about it, it's gonna go right over your head.
Roll an investigation check.
Thank you. Bam. Natural 20.
You go up to the barmaid and ask her about the ferry. And she says, yeah, it leaves here at 11 in the morning. And it returns at 8 o'clock at night.
Is it 11? What time is it actually right now, then? My watch is still set to Baldur's Gate time.
It is about 20 past 10.
We better hurry. Thank you. Bye. Head on back to the group. We've got less than an hour, or we'll miss it until tomorrow.
Okay, let's get going.
Cool.
So after quiet,
Yep. And where would we find insect repellent?
quiety.
Hmm?
Quiety, the fruit, wine, and ale prince should have some.
Do we know where that is?
You know that everyone who sells those items has to pay a tithe to Quayote? So you should be able to find some place that will sell it here in the Market Ward. Quayote herself is probably residing in the Merchant's Ward, in one of the mansions there.
So let's look for a stall that has drinks and fruits then. They might at least point us in the right direction.
My notes suck.
So I'll have everyone in the group just do a investigation check, just to see how long it takes for you to locate a dispensary.
17.
Also
Natural one.
17.
Natural one.
Well, you would have found it, except
Natural 20.
There we go.
all balances out.
It was literally next door.
Well, down the street. But no, you relatively easily find it. 15 minutes walk and a little bit of searching. You find someone who is selling insect repellent. And the stated price, it comes in two forms. It comes as either a block of incense or a topical cream or lotion.
It's a salve.
Salve.
I'm looking at the items.
Yeah, let's get some.
Some of both. Because one. Well,
Well,
gonna be like an area thing and the other's personal.
Yeah, incense is great for the knights.
yeah, can we just, purchase up how much we want on our end?
Go ahead.
Okay. Because, yeah, I'm gonna personally get a little bit of each, but...
Okay, so we'll buy some.
Yeah.
How much is it per thing?
It's, according to the D&D Beyond, it's 1 gold for each application of the salve, which lasts 24 hours and has...
No,
Eh,
1 gold for 20 applications.
yeah. Which lasts a day. The insects
And-
one lasts
yes.
for 8 hours.
Which were the blocks?
And done. Ow. So I purchased 4 of the applications of 20 for myself, and then spent another gold to get the 8-hour ones. Because I figure going by how much time I know we have, that's, enough.
How much time do we have?
We have about 3 months.
That's good to know.
Yes, I remember passing a successful medicine check to realize that Sindra Sylvain has about 3 months left. So that seems like a very reasonable amount of time to say this is how long we had to succeed.
I buy a pile of both.
Yeah. So. Into the bag it goes.
Bannister also buy some. So, I'll be good.
Yep, I am.
It is now 10:40.
Yeah, we need to make hers.
Yes, let us hoof it. Tiefling pun towards the ferry.
Do we know exactly where the ferry leaves, or do we need to find out as well?
You know where it leaves from.
I guess even they would have asked the innkeeper
Yeah.
with the natural 20.
There's two docks. It's one or the other. So we would go to one or the other. But yes, we shall make it there.
Yes, you make your way to the ferry, and you can see they're very close to leaving when you arrive. You appear to be the only patrons, but they have to go either way.
How much for the ferry ride?
Ferry ride, 6 coppers each.
How big a ferry it is?
It's a barge, about 20 by 40 feet long. You can tell
Hey,
that,
look.
on heavy days, it could move like horses and carts and all sorts of things.
Hey, look. It's a small boat. Or a boat.
Interesting. Small.
However, this morning, you're the only patrons.
Being lazy, I shall just fork over 3 gold and ask for a ride across. Please and thank you.
And the guy looks at the gold and is like, "Yeah, okay,
Cool.
all aboard."
And I'm going to go to the middle of the boat and hunker down. And try not to
You
be
sit
sick.
down. You sit down cross-legged in the center of this barge.
Jade finds some nice sunny spots and looks like she's about to sunbath, but instead of putting the sun oil on, she starts slathering the insect repellent.
Bannister is sniffing his insect repellent.
I
Trying
lean
to
up the
figure out what's in
railing
it.
and just look out to the sea, just enjoying the slight breeze there might be compared to the humidity in the roof. It was so horrible.
What you do notice as you look out over the harbour is that in the centre of the harbour there is a great big statue. Statue right there. It appears as a 50-foot tall man.
Is he buff? Is he good looking?
Just wait a second. Wait. Yes, a painted stone statue. He looks like some kind of an ancient Cholton king in royal regalia. He is resplendent in a loincloth of leopard skin and a headdress of feathers, shells, and teeth. Draped over his shoulders is a cape of fur and monkey tails, and he wields a traditional oval-shaped shield and yikla of a Cholton warrior.
I don't see that.
No, you find that if you look at the horizon, you feel sick.
Yes.
With a hefty bump, the ferry heads out across the river mouth. There is a repetitive clanking noise as you realise that this ferry is driven by chain.
I don't have sound effects for that.
And there you go. You leave Port Nyanzaru for the first.
Yay.
The ferry ride only lasts about 3 hours.
I only vomit 4 times during that, which is pretty good for me.
Sometime
It's,
during the ride, I go to Sivintea and try to look a bit, I don't know, like give her a, I don't know what's the word, like
Sympathy.
sympathetic look, and figure this might be the best or the worst time to ask. You look like you could do something to think about, so you said yesterday you could fix the net. Perhaps you could do that now, and show her the two pieces of the net ripped apart by the weird tiger.
In between dry heaving, she'll reach over and just glowy hands it back to normal with a cast of the mending spell.
All the fractured and torn elements of the net fuse back together
And then I
into
vomit.
one whole net. One vomit-covered net.
No, like over the edge, but you know.
I thought you said you were nowhere near the edge.
Well, I figured by the time I started vomiting.
No, I pictured you sitting in the middle of this barge, just vomiting next to you.
I'm not gonna like sit in a puddle of my own puke. I'm gonna go to the railing and vomit over the edge. Don't you take control of my character like that. But yes, I shall cast mending on the net and it's back to good. Let's go.
Thank you, and then I just pat you on your shoulder, just encouragingly, as much as the hell that can.
Oh. You're welcome. In between dry heaves, just salve for insects.
Yes, you have applied the greasy salve.
Yes, I do so as well.
Same.
Bannister eventually stops sniffing it and just applies it already.
It is odorless.
It's waterproof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they thought of everything.
So after 3 hours, you arrive on the other side. What awaits you is grasslands with, not roads, but trails, leading off in the direction of Fort Bellurian. You have sandy beaches to your left, and a fair distance away, the wall of the jungle to your right.
Okay. Armor on, and off we go.
We pick the best looking trail that's being used the most.
Mm-hmm. Is it, like, can we see the port, or the fort up in the distance?
70 miles, make a perception check at disadvantage.
I will say that seems a little bit off, but I'm curious if it's visible. Disadvantage. Nine.
No, you can't make it out. The air is too thick with mist and moisture, and the distance is too great.
I guess nothing to it but to start off then.
Okay, so let's talk marching orders. How are we going to move along? You are going to have to camp along the way.
Mm-hmm. Probably Bannister and I in the front.
Bannister and Savintia in the front. Who's taking middle?
I'll take the back and hold my short bow somewhat at ready.
Yeah, I'll go before Moran.
Take the middle somewhere.
Okie dokie.
Your sorcerer is squishy and doesn't want to get stabbed first.
I stabbed the sorcerer.
You just watch us all get stabbed, and then you get stabbed afterwards.
Well, hopefully, in that amount of time, I'll be able to hit them with something so they stop stabbing us.
Or then it's like you can get to choose whether you get stabbed by a spear, a dagger, or a claw.
There we go.
It's like you started walking 10 minutes ago, and we're already talking about stabbing each other.
This is going to be a long trip.
Okay, so who's going to keep watch while we're walking?
I mean, I have a high perception. Well, yeah, my passive perception is 13, so I'll probably be keeping watch.
And I can
Yeah.
check the back.
Well, another question. Are you guys going to be actively keeping watch or just passively keeping watch?
Definitely got an eye on the forest, on the jungle.
Yes, it's unknown territory, so need to stay on alert for now.
Okay,
Caution is a
And-
good idea.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
So,
not, we're not
do we
leaving
want
the
to-
path.
Not leaving the path and keeping an eye on the jungle.
Yeah, we're playing this by WoW rules, where monsters can't spawn on the paths, except for that one asshole in Duskwood. So, you know. Fuck Stitches, by the way. Some of you get that joke. Some of you might not.
Okay, so let's say that Bannister will aid Savintia in keeping an eye on the jungle and the lead.
So, perception rolls?
And yes, so perception roll with advantage. And Jade, you were taking the other one.
I'll check the rear.
I got a natural 20. I'm not even gonna roll the second one.
Okay. 4.
Is anyone assisting Jade?
Yeah, I'm looking like behind and a bit towards the sea.
So Jade, you can roll with advantage. So roll again.
That's better. 11.
11.
Testing my new
Ah.
die. Yep.
After the first 4 hours, nothing seems to come accosting to you. Let me just see how far you've gotten. So yes, the day passes uneventfully, and as it's now getting towards sundown, you do notice in the distance a fortification of some kind of encampment made from, those spiky tree log walls.
Is it right next to the path?
It is on the path, yes.
Is that the fort?
If it is the fort, it's very small.
Is there someone keeping watch?
It appears to be deserted from what you can see. You can't see inside of it, however, the gate is open. And within 20 minutes, you'll be there. There are no lights.
What time of day is it?
It is getting towards sundown. So around 7 at night.
So, who wants to sneak in and make sure there's no one there to kill us?
I can sneak in.
I can sneak in too.
I can keep guard.
I will obviously gently reach over and go boop and give a nice warm sea spray smell of warm, glowy guidance toward dear Jade. There you go. Have fun with that.
Yeah,
Okay,
looking-
so Jade and Morin,
Yep.
make stealth checks, please.
Mm, 20.
Okay, so you both deftly sneak up to the open gates and peer inside. In the darkness, you can see that there's not much in it. It just seems to be a walled off area with a few ramshackle sort of shelters. It appears to be just a rest point. There is a gate that appears able to be closed. You figure this is probably, a designated rest point for people making the same journey as you.
Nice.
And like all the walls seem intact.
All the walls seem intact. They're, those medieval, just take some trees, make them pointy, and stick them in the ground walls.
Okay. Moran, can you go tell the others that this is probably safe? I'll stay here for a bit.
Now I'll nod and start sneaking back to the party.
Roll a stealth check so that we don't see you coming.
I'm totally gonna roll perception on this.
My passive perception is probably enough.
Yeah. I just wait. Hi. What'd you find?
It's empty, there's just some crude shelters in there. Jade stayed behind to keep watch.
Do I believe him? Do I know that this? I'm kidding.
You
Insight
know I
check.
didn't murder Jade and all that,
Yeah.
and I'm not planning to murder all of you when you get.
Insight check.
Been one day.
Is there anything like some leftover stuff from people
There is a.
someone has forgotten?
The only obvious stuff you can see is that there is some, a supply of ready-cut firewood and a fire pit. You would have to do a search to see whether there's anything accidentally left or hidden in the area.
I want the shirts quickly.
A quick search while you're alone.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
Not too good. 14.
Under one of the shelters, you are just able to see a glint of a silver piece.
Yes, just what I wanted. I pick it up.
And that's after 10 minutes of frantically looking around in all the different places looking for something.
Okay.
And then everyone else arrives.
Hi.
There's a fireplace and firewood, but I'm not sure if we should light a fire here.
Well, why not?
Yeah, I guess we'll leave that to Bannister. Maybe he wants to see something.
Well,
Who said that?
Yeah. Do you want a fire? For some evening snacks or something? Or just seeing around. I don't know how dark it gets here.
Yeah, I could probably just go to sleep, but we should eat.
We should. So how about this? I shall light up some of the fancy schmancy incense that we purchased. And we'll make a fire. And I will make us some water, since we're not supposed to drink any around here.
Unless we boil it.
Casting Create or Destroy Water, just straight up water, it starts to rain. In a fancy little 30-foot cube all around us.
So basically, none of us believe that you actually have this power. You just happen to say, I'm creating water when it rains.
Alright, fine. You want to be that way? The water stops. That's 2 spell slots, by the way.
Looking for a nice shelter. Spent the night in, I guess.
I look around the small fortress. Is there some kind of vantage point where you could climb so you could actually see in every direction from there?
There's a couple of ladders just against the outer wall. But apart from that, no, there's no actual structures in here apart from just shelters.
I climb up one of the ladders while the others do whatever they do, prepare the fire and other things, and just take a look at the surroundings. What do we have?
Bannister will close the gates and start lighting up the fire. So, at this point in time,
Ooh, where
the
are we on
only
the map
visible
now?
target... Oh, yes.
Sorry. Yay.
So at this time, the only visible target is Morin with his head above the wall. Good to know.
At least you didn't start with roll initiative.
You might want to come down there. I can only cast so many spells per day. Channeling divinity through your body is a little bit stressful. And I kind of wasted a second one because someone is a jerk. And just does like the Kermit the Frog sipping cup of water that she got from the rain. But that's none of my business.
I can look out if someone wants to sleep first.
Should have a watch at least. Just in case.
I'm looking at the surroundings. What is there around this camp? Just grassland, or if there's some kind of landmark?
There's no landmarks. It's just grasslands around you, the jungle to one side, and the bay on the other. Warm sea breezes and the constant smell of green.
I look to the north. Can the fort be seen from here?
You have a dark vision, don't you?
Yes, but that's only up to 120 feet. So it's
60.
even.
60 feet.
So I probably
No,
can't see the fort then in darkness.
No.
So, I will take one of the watches if you would like.
I can take the first one.
I volunteer for the last one unless someone wants that one.
I can take the middle then. And being nice, since we are going straight to sleep and I don't want to waste the last slot with the rain catchers that we got. Since they have a how much capacity they have? Like 2 gallons or something like that?
Let me just have a look. I forget who's got it.
I think Bannister
Bannister?
has it. Regardless, you know what I mean. Just snap and it's full of water. That's
Yeah.
clean and drinkable. And that is my last spell.
Yes, it can hold up to 8 gallons.
Okay, in that case, 8 gallons directly into it, and the remainder into my cup. Anyone else want some? I got about 1.5 gallons left.
I nod you and drink a bit from my water skin and come to fill it up.
Alright, then. The last of it.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
Yeah, so whatever's left tops off everyone else's personal water supplies.
Nice.
Screw your environmental damage water. I can make my own.
Okay, so who's got first watch?
I do. Or someone else. So,
Roll a perception check.
well,
The first part of the night goes by relatively peacefully, although you do hear the sounds of large things moving through the distant jungle. You hear the snapping of trees and the rustling of bushes. But see nothing. Nothing emerges from the jungle.
as long as they stay in the jungle.
Yes,
Who has second watch?
I did. And I shall roll perception. 17.
During your part of the watch, which is the sort of midnight 2 a.m. portion of watch,
Mm-hmm.
you do see movement out in the grasslands. In the distance, you see small creatures, maybe the size of a dog, just running around. You don't manage to see them for any length of time, but you know they're there.
But they're outside the fence, right?
They're outside your fence, yeah.
Alright, in between watching and whenever they're not instantly visible, I'm reading through Volo's guide.
To try and identify them.
Sure! Do I recognize them at all?
Make a intelligence check.
Not an investor. It's the same, so. 17 for book learning.
Okay. You do find something that appears to resemble what you've seen in the book.
Yes. What is it?
About the size of a turkey, an aggressive predator, often hunting in packs. Yeah, the name is Velociraptor.
Whoa.
I'm gonna smack you. Okay. I will skim that section in between, keeping an eye on them until the end of watch.
Yes, you find it on page 140 of Volo's Guide to Monsters.
I shall dog-ear the page to turn back to.
But apart from that, your watch comes to a close without incident.
Okay.
And who has third watch?
How many watches do we have? Moran had last one.
4, I guess. So 1 between probably.
Yeah, well, then that would be me. I'll take the second to last.
They're usually split up into 3.
Yeah, I was thinking 3.
Honestly,
Three.
it just eats up time to do a bunch of watches each time.
I guess it's more instant.
Go, Moran.
So perception.
Perception, yes. It's all good. You don't see anything.
Ignorance is a bliss.
Just waiting to get my spells back.
The sun comes up. It's a glorious day.
Long rest?
Long rest.
Long rest. Perfect. I take it Bannister and I will make breakfast.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We're hurting for ingredients just a tad.
Are there any of the things that you had trouble pronouncing still hanging about the shoreline?
You could have a look over the wall and see if you can spot any.
I am totally gonna look over the wall. Rolled a 15 for food finding.
You don't see any.
Damn. Okay.
But Bannister has a supply of rations from Baldur's Gate
And we have the cannikins.
and his cannikins. My neighbours are moving furniture.
Of course.
You should go move his head off of his shoulders with your fist.
So, breakfast is served. It is reconstituted jerky with nuts and fruits.
Mm-hmm.
Mince.
It's delicious jerky.
And when do you reckon this is a good time to have a quick break?
I could use the new pause function on the recording.
Ooh, good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I could take a break.
Coffee time? Back in 10?
Okay.
All right.
And we're back. I love this feature.
Pause, unpause.
Yes.
So, we head out for the second day's travel.
Mhm.
Same marching order as before?
Yeah.
No objections.
Yeah.
Okay. Savintia, if you would make perception roll with advantage. And the same for you, Jade.
I like my new dice. 10
17.
and 10.
The morning starts off okay. It does rain a bit in pockets, But towards the afternoon, the rain turns heavy,
Oh dear.
and the noise of pelting rain sort of interferes with your ability to perceive things, both in terms of your vision and your hearing.
There's a rain one.
However, you, Savintia, do notice something up ahead on the path. It looks like a single lonesome velociraptor standing over something on the.
Can I tell quite what it's standing over?
At this distance, maybe not.
I got another video for you guys. Jungle rain. Perfect. Okay,
Yes, so
I will stop everyone and point out to it and say, the book says those things travel in packs. If there's one, there's probably a bunch.
I don't think we can really circle around it.
Yes, best not risk getting off the path and getting lost, especially in this rain.
And there's some big creatures in that jungle we don't want to go to.
Well, I could probably clip it with the crossbow. It's got an.
Should I try?
What's the range with yours?
150.
That's way more than a light crossbow.
Say this like beaming. Turn new purchase.
Go ahead. And
Okay.
I go, boop! And it smells like freshly cut grass and blooming flowers and feels a little warm. Right on the nose.
Was that for attack rolls too?
I believe so, yes. Ability check. Attack rolls are technically considered ability checks, right?
No.
No, it's bless for attack rolls, I think. And guidance for ability checks, right?
Yes,
believe yes.
you're right.
So
Well,
I just enjoy the smell, I guess. How far is it?
So you're coming up at about the maximum range of your bow, 120 feet. You can get closer.
It's 150, so the no disadvantage range.
Mhm.
I'll take a shot at it and like say this poised like she's trying to remember how Akeen showed her to pose and takes a shot, and that's natural 20.
so is this
Roll
gonna
damage.
is this gonna be like a bad anime, like Fist of the North Star, where its head just goes spray of blood?
Oh god. Oh god. 10 damage and no wait, it's 14 plus 3, that's 17. Can I add sneak attack? Since it probably
He
hasn't
doesn't
seen-
know you're there, so go ahead.
Oh god. Oh god. 23 points of damage.
Is that doubled?
I rolled 7 for damage, so that's double 14, and add 3 plus 6 from sneak attack.
I believe the sneak attack is also doubled, since it's a crit.
Yep.
Is it?
Dice
Yes.
rolls.
Okay,
Any dice rolls.
29. Jesus. And I got like very good coaching from Akeen, so 14.
The shape on the road slumps over and is still.
Do you remember? Do you remember I showed you that the air cannon where it hit the baby doll and the eyes stayed still? Sabrina?
Yes.
It's like that.
Jesus. Okay. Let's wait a bit if something will notice.
Yes, if it has friends.
After a moment, a minute, 2 minutes, nothing appears to happen.
Okay.
You still don't know what it was standing over,
No.
but it appears to have stopped whatever it was doing.
I'm holding another arrow in case I see something while we go forward. I guess.
I'll go check it out. I'm just gonna and go up and see what it was. Casually, carefully.
I follow the rest towards the whatever it was.
The Velociraptor appears to have been standing over the mutilated body of a person.
Oh dear. Can I check and see exactly how it died?
Roll a medicine check.
Okay.
Velociraptor or person?
Person. I'm pretty sure I know how the Velociraptor died. I rolled a natural one.
It could have something to do with how it's been completely disemboweled.
Looks like it's dead. Poor thing.
Yes. This body has been feasted on.
Okay.
But now you have a Velociraptor.
Yeah, I'm gonna collect the Velociraptor body and I'll field strip it later, so that we can replenish some of our jerky rations.
Check pockets. Are there pockets?
Are you saying that in
Make a
character?
investigation check.
Oh, check. Mm, 20.
Hmm?
20?
22.
You managed to locate this person's belt. His pants are completely gone. They've been torn asunder and ripped away. But you do find his belt nearby, on which is still attached a coin purse.
Okay.
And inside is 22 gold and 15 silver.
Okay. I grabbed those or the pots, and there was like no personal items on the guy. Person.
You also find a dagger and an empty scabbard of a sword.
I pick up the scabbard and hold it up to Moran. Is this fancy?
Moran, make a perception check?
Investigation.
Investigation. Yeah.
While they do that, I'm just like doing funeral rites.
I'm also quite interested for what kind of blade it would be for, because I like weapons and finding a blade would be
scabbard appears to have been suited for a longsword. However, the longsword is not present. It is not an expensive scabbard, quite rudimentary, and it appears that something has also been using it to chew on. It is of no value.
I shake my head and turn to Jadem. That's not much use anymore, and probably not worth anything.
Throw it to the crowd.
I look around if there is any kind of hint where the sword could be.
Make an investigation check to search the immediate area.
Are there like the Velociraptor footprints going to any direction?
Jade, you can roll a survival check to look for tracks.
4.
In the thick grasses, you can't find any tracks.
Seems like this one was alone. Hopefully.
Hopefully. And with that, I shall snap the book shut and put it away. Funeral rites complete.
Apart from the whole burying part.
We don't really have the materials or the time. Nature will take its course. And looks like it has.
I just chuckle like that was a great joke. At least in my mind, it has.
Definitely don't have a shovel. At least I don't.
I don't have a shovel either.
If only someone had the shape rock spell.
Nope.
Sade will walk towards Siventia and hand her 5 gold.
Huh?
I'll hand you 5 gold.
Thank you.
This belong to the person. I think you have some use for it.
Oh. Okay. I shall take it and put it exactly where it belongs.
So
I
we
put it
should
where
be
it belongs.
careful.
Yes, we should definitely be on the lookout for these little bastards.
Bannister just pokes at the velociraptor over your shoulder,
We'll clean.
checking which bits are tender.
I just hand it to him. We'll clean it up and cook it later.
Okay, he slings it over his shoulders.
Yes. Good pack, Bannister.
Better than dried jerky.
Yes. So, how are we going to proceed?
Same marching order, we'll just keep on keeping on.
Works for me.
I really like this particular ambient song. The birds in the background. It's really good.
Do we roll?
Hmm?
Do we roll?
As you guys move about 50 feet beyond the corpse, you hear a rustling in a nearby bush.
Crossbow out.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh god, that was quick. can you pop us onto a map so I can click on a me?
Stellar.
Is this one of the maps?
Yes.
Nice. So apparently Roll20 has a bunch of generic maps that I managed to snag and gave to our dear Stabba. So she has some generic maps. And I can roll initiative and it instantly puts it in. I love it. Oh, that's a lot of them.
It's time for some fried velociraptor.
Oh god. This fireball.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. What, you actually went and did the or the dynamic lighting for this whole thing?
It came already done.
What? Really?
Nice.
That's awesome. Worth every penny. Oh, that's so cool.
Okay. Bannister readies himself and moves forward in the direction of to about there. And he readies his action to stab anything that comes his way. Lauren, you hear the sound coming from this bush.
What was?
I stay where I am. It seems like a place with good visibility and ready my action to use my short bow on the first thing that appears and is
Is that one that's right in front of us an actual token, or is that the dead one?
Yeah, that's the dead one.
Okay.
I could probably remove it because it's actually on Bannister's head.
Yeah.
Shoulders.
Just making sure.
Rustling out of the bush comes a velociraptor.
Something clever, girl.
It makes it to there before it runs out of its movement, which triggers Morin's held action, so make an attack roll against it. That definitely hits. Roll damage. It just emerges squawking from the bush and then catches an arrow to its chest and just yelps like a very disgruntled turkey. Just rah! But it's still standing and now has an arrow sticking out of its throat.
Wasn't Bannister holding an action too?
Yeah, but he is a melee person.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cynthia, your turn.
Alright, I shall 1, 2, 3 move 20 feet and melee attack with my axe. So that's plus 3 to hit. $21.
Definitely hits.
really have to dice roll this one. So that's 1d6 plus 1. That's 5 damage.
You bring down your hand axe onto its head just as it's mid squawk from receiving an arrow, and it just flops down, like impacts down into the ground, lifeless.
Oh. Sorry.
Any other actions?
No. No, I think that's it.
Jade, it is your turn.
And I can't see anything.
You can only see the one that was just out. Yes.
Why not 16 hit points? I think it's 17.
I'll come bit forwards and hold my longbow for when I see something.
Okay. Out of the bush comes a second one. It makes it up to Bannister. And I guess Bannister gets to trigger his action first?
Well, yeah, I guess
Think
since you
so.
said.
I mean, in a gaming sense, it's best if he does, because if he attacks because he has melee, then she can attack from range if the other one can't get close enough.
But I mean, before the Velociraptor attacks, because his trigger was anything coming into melee range with him.
Yeah.
Time to skewer some lizard.
Velocikebabs.
We're gonna eat really well tonight. As long as it tastes okay.
He was ready for it, and he just jabs his spear right into the leaping Velociraptor. And with his usual flourish, almost by instinct, he pulls out the spear and whips it around to just whack it on the head with the... However, it misses.
Aw.
He whacks the ground instead. However, Jade, your readied action is now triggered.
Why do I have a coffee cup on my dice tray? That's not good.
No.
What's that? 14?
That just hits.
And sneak attack. Uh, 8 points of damage.
As you're using a longbow, aren't you?
Yep.
As your arrow just whizzes through the air past Bannister, it just impacts on this Velociraptor in its throat. So the arrow is now sticking out the back of its head, and it flies back 5 feet from the sheer impact of this point-blank shot. It tumbles to the ground, completely lifeless. So I guess it doesn't get to attack.
14.
The third Velociraptor rushes out of the bushes. And goes to attack Bannister.
Can you put the cross on top of the dead enemy from the effects. Or the dead enemies.
Good idea. Okay, so there's no more readied actions. This one actually gets to attack. It lashes out with its claws, and just sort of wishes and slashes, but never actually manages to make contact with Bannister. It finishes up its brutal assault by trying to just bite at his leg, and fails to get purchased as well.
Poor things.
I just imagine him like kicking out. No, no, bad, stop. No, I said no.
A fifth velociraptor emerges from the same bush and comes up alongside its friend there.
Uh-oh.
It attacks Bannister. Again, with the same tactic of lashing out with its claws and then biting. This one does seem to find purchase on Bannister, because while Bannister is dodging out of the way of the first one, he's dodging into the way of.
I read about this.
Bannister takes a hefty slash across his thigh, but manages to avoid getting bitten a second time. Kurik, it is your turn.
Should be 30 feet. And I'm going to cast Burning Hands. Should, because if I remember how cones work in this game, it won't hit Bannister.
You can angle your cone to miss Bannister and only get those two velocities.
So it's time to make some roast velociraptors. So it's a dexterity save of 13 for them.
Yep. The wounded one fails. Oh, sorry, are they wounded? No.
Oofed.
Ouch. That was a
Oh.
terrible roll.
As the kids say, oofed.
Damage on a
Fail.
success.
Half.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, half. For a successful save.
So Kurik, the one closest to you, takes a hell of a brunt, and it looks like it's on its last legs. The other one, possibly shielded by its companion, seems to have shrugged off most of the fire. And is that your turn?
Yep, that's all I can do.
Bannister's turn.
Time to drop the hammer.
Bannister, after having just, lost a substantial amount of pride and blood, just he looks perturbed. He looks He looks angry. Yeah, he looks like he's about to unleash a torrent of verbal abuse. He sets aside his spear and steadies his feet on the ground, and he just inhales and unleashes a massive roar in the direction of the two Velociraptors.
Mhm.
He casts Thunder Wave.
Oh shit.
Oh,
It also hits the friendlies, so let's enjoy this.
when it says a 15-foot cube originating, does that mean I have to be in the center of the cube or just on an edge?
It
You are
can
the center, originating from you.
In that case,
Oh dear.
yeah, Bannister's just going to move one square to the left and then cast it.
Wait.
Okay. So they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Chop chop.
Fuck.
Did they both
They
make it?
both succeed.
Well, they still take half damage.
Yes, okay, so rolling damage.
Thunder
Pretty good
kind of.
damage.
Thunder fits the rain.
Yes.
The Velociraptor nearest to Kurik just... It doesn't get thrown back, like Bannister was expecting, but it just sort of just stands there while getting yelled at by Bannister, and then just falls over.
Angry bird.
I'm sorry.
Works, you yelled it to death.
I'm just thinking of that Pokemon comic where the Gyarados charges up like a ridiculous hyper beam and you see it launching into space and the Pidgey just falls over.
The remaining Velociraptor just stands there, like, you know, its skin doing the thing while getting yelled at. Its feathers rustling in the breeze of Bannister's onslaught. But it is remaining standing there. It looks a bit dazed. But it's still standing.
It's just this. This is what I imagine.
Lauren, your turn.
I move to get a better line of sight to the Velociraptor and then take aim with my short bow and
That definitely hits.
How do you have +7?
Fighting style.
Yep.
Jesus.
He's a better ranger than a ranger.
Jesus. Okay.
yes, I followed the guide that make an archery fighter instead of ranger.
the final standing velociraptor just takes an arrow to the knee and falls over.
I quit.
Just imagine them like tails between legs after Bannister, and like looking very sorry that they came to attack.
I think we're all feeling
Wait, so
very sorry.
Bannister was the only one who took damage.
Yes. I think that we're all feeling very, very sorry for that, though, because, oh my god, that was loud! Thunderous
Yes,
boom.
there was audible thingy that everybody heard in long distance.
300 feet.
But it rains, so it's natural for thunder to thunder.
Still, we should collect our food and get out right now. The last thing we need is something to come investigating. Let's go.
So, one velociraptor each for dinner.
Yes, we'll just collect
Yes.
them and GTFO. Why are there graves here? No time.
Yeah, and wasn't this random map?
I'm curious about the bush from where they leaped from, so I peek into the bush where they leaped from.
Fine.
Roll a investigation check.
There's a secret place here.
I love this dynamic lighting, it's so cool.
Yeah, I can hide in the bush. No one can see me.
Lauren, as you're peeking into the bush, you hear movement directly in front of you. It's Jade.
You see green leaves.
But you also find velociraptor feathers. It appears as though they've been eating in this particular bush. It's not a nest per se, but it is a place that they have pulled off limbs from the body and to eat out of sight.
I guess I failed to find any kind of uneaten loot. Except Jade, who was uneaten still.
But yeah, we should totally get out with our prize.
Yes.
Going.
Everybody heard that.
Our ears are probably still ringing.
What?
What?
Mop. But seriously, those maps came with dynamic lighting already set up?
Yep.
That is awesome. I love it.
Fancy.
Yeah, money well spent. Because it was like 15 or 20 bucks for like a bunch of maps.
You guys continue on.
Yes.
Bannister licks his wounds.
I shall give him a gentle healing word. And just say, you'll be alright. And heal.
Yay.
What?
Yay.
And I shall heal him for 1d4. So he gets back 4 plus 3 plus 3. So he gets back 10 hit points.
He is at maximum health again. His
Good job.
wounds close up.
Yes, just pat, and away we go.
The rest of the day spent traveling is uneventful. And by around the same time as yesterday, you come across another one of those fortified rests.
Does it look abandoned or empty too?
It looks unoccupied.
I'll go check just to make sure.
Lauren, are you going to go with?
Yeah, I'll join up as well.
So make stealth checks.
19.
19, and 17. As you guys approach, you peek in through the open gate, and you see something moving inside. It looked kind of snake-like. Something thick, meaty, and tentacly.
Oh. Okay, sneak back to the group. There's something there. Some
I'll stay
animal.
behind this time.
What did it
Stay
look
behind
like?
and
Something tentacles and snake-like and some jungle creature. I can only.
I shall flip through the book.
Do we have time for that?
More
I mean,
stayed behind.
it's
Who
only
knows?
Moran who's in mortal danger.
Yeah, it could be like constructing him to death at this moment.
Wait, you left him there alone?
He stayed behind.
Okay, then forget the book.
Yeah, let's just go.
Mm-hmm. I shall secretly feel very sad that I didn't get to check the book first.
It's time for that some other day. We'll sneak back.
Yes. Shall follow.
Just a second.
We have a fighter who is as good as rogue in stealth and as good as ranger, or better in ranging ranger stuff.
Nerf.
Yeah, we've got a dex fighter and a strength bard.
In honor of the strength bard, I actually made a strength bard in Icewind Dale 2.
I mean, if we're being completely honest, it's because rangers are garbage unless you use the Xanthar's ones. Player's Handbook rangers are shit.
Just comparing my own fighter, who is my orc with chainmail, who is not stealthy at all.
Mm-hmm.
So far my new die seems nice. I have rolled both natural 20 and natural 1. And crap for everything else.
Aww.
Sounds about normal.
Yeah.
So I'm still observing the snake-like creature stealthily. Are the others following, or what's...
We are coming.
The others
there.
appear to be coming your way.
Or
But
at least-
as you observe the creature, it slithers out of view, and into view comes the front end of the dinosaur.
Oh, fuck.
Are we near the fortress, rest of us?
Yes, you're about 60.
I just want to say I'm angry that the Stegosaurus in the Volo's guide, it just has a tail attack. It doesn't have a Thagomizer attack.
Yes. So yes, now that you've seen the whole creature, it appears to be a large 15-foot tall dinosaur.
What does Moran do?
I'm still trying to stay stealthy while you're approaching. Looking at the dinosaur and thinking that that's a pretty big one.
We're gonna be so well fed.
Or it's going to be so well fed.
Oh god.
Just a minute more.
I'm totally
Nice.
switching it to Dinosaur Jungle, by the way.
Okie dokie.
Speaking of, that's the song. Because I presume, has it stopped raining?
No, it is still continuously raining.
Aw, this song doesn't have the rain though.
Well, you can have both playing at the same time.
I could, but
I have that.
oh, it's really loud. There we go.
Things are not working.
There was a dinosaur roar from the second video right as you did your It was perfect. I gotta say, the ambience, like, actually really helps.
Yeah, it does. Like, oh my god, all the creepy music when we were like searching the training game castle. Like, oh my god.
Did you use these, playing the other one?
I had the website that had the short tracks.
Oh, okay.
I liked those. The creepy ones were good.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was good stuff.
I can't find it now.
There we go.
I can find the website for you later. I have it still.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I mean,
So.
when I last looked.
Oh, okay.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh.
Yeah. What did I say? Crap.
Yay! It's not 5.
By the way, if you'd like my initiative macro, I'm gonna paste it in the channel. The tool shed one. Basically, you just have to have your token selected, and it'll automatically put it in the turn order. The only bad part is if you have an initiative thing, you kind of need a character sheet in Roll20 just to have your initiative on it.
Huge work.
I mean, it only took me like 2 minutes, but you know.
Well, I have mine because apparently Sabrina has filled it in.
Oh. Speaking of, can we get the handout for the Velociraptors?
Sure.
Cool. You can do that later. It doesn't have to be right now.
Right, okay.
Because, you know.
That was weird. There were 2 Saventias in the turn order. Is everyone done?
Okay, that roar
Jade,
actually freaks me
you
the fuck out.
You rolled a 9, Jade?
Yep.
Okay, Morin. You are first up in the initiative order.
The turn order is not showing for me for some reason. Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, not for me either.
Same.
Okay.
I see just Vinta and a dinosaur. And they're like epic dueling.
Yeah.
We are having a stare down.
Okay, let me empty it out and add turns again. All good?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the dinosaur isn't aware of you yet. You can see your friends near. What do you want to do?
I switch out my bow because in case it becomes combat, close quarters, bow is bad, and take my short sword and shield, and then wait for my friends to get closer, just observing the creature.
Okie dokie. Kurik.
I am going to ready to cast after someone else makes the first attack.
Okay. And are we all staying stealthy?
How far away? Are we still like 60 feet away from the fortress?
You can get there in 60 feet of movement, yeah. It's just behind these trees. Yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh,
Are we gonna
right.
Are we gonna have to start a countdown?
No, I was distracted for some reason. I thought it was Jade's turn.
I'm giving you the look.
Uh-huh.
You know exactly which one.
Uh-huh. Bannister is going to attempt to sneak up towards Morin. However, he is not all that great at sneaking.
Uh-oh.
He steps on a number of branches on his way there. But he doesn't stop, he just keeps going. Morin, in addition to hearing Bannister come up behind you, you hear the dinosaur sort of sniff and go, huh?
This isn't going to end well.
Okay, now it is your turn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll use my bonus action to dash. So I'll get... here's the creature.
Inside.
Okay. I'll just hide in the bush and wait for it to come out and hold my longbow action.
Well, hiding is an action.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not hiding, but I'm just like standing in the bush and playing like I'm hiding, since I used my bonus action already.
And you were like already hiding, so you don't need to take new action for it unless you were discovered.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, holding my action for it to come out.
The dinosaur's turn. The ground shakes as it steps around inside the fort.
This video has good timing. There was another.
Boom, boom.
Jesus, it's big.
At the window by Bannister's head, the snout of a gigantic dinosaur nose appears, sniffing through the gap in the wall. Jade, you can see this.
Yeah, but it says until it comes out.
Yeah,
Full
it is
thing.
not out.
Yeah, not firing.
It is going to use its action to make a perception check.
Let's hope it just smells the velociraptor bodies and not us.
Given that Bannister is the closest person to the window, and Bannister is sort of filthy, and it rolled really high,
Oh god.
it just takes one sniff and then just roars out of the window, and uses the remainder of its movement to make its way towards the door.
Eep.
However, it doesn't make its whole way out. Savintia, your turn. You hear a roar coming from behind the trees.
I shall look over to Kuruk and then make my way. And 6. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I got one more. I shall move here. And where's my... How do we do the measuring tool again?
You can just press your own character and press the right mouse button.
Ah. Yeah, that's just moving it, scrolling.
The tool that's on the toolbar just below the magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've got that, but it's not... There we go. Okay. So, let me double check something, because I want to see what my range is for this. 60 feet. Alright, I'm going to hold the Sacred Flame. Until it attacks someone.
Okay.
That is my action. Just to hold my action.
Lauren, your turn.
Okay, I step around the corner. I'm like, oh heck, this is not going to end well. So, I drop my sword and pick my net. It was large, right? And not.
Yes, it is large.
And I'm like, well, here goes nothing. Let's try if I can at least stop it from coming this way further before I run away.
That hits. Oh. That still hits.
And then I move the heck out of its way. Here.
Good.
Okay, Kurik, it is your turn.
Right here. And I can't really see anything. Sort of. I am still going to hold my action for when someone gets attacked to cast a spell.
Okay. Bannister's turn. He is seeing Morin run. Bannister is going to run after Morin. Just running and looking behind him and seeing this great big dinosaur just in a net behind. And he is going to ready a spear attack when and if this dinosaur gets up in his grill. Jade, it is your turn.
How well can I see it? Like, just a bit of corner.
It has cover. It has half cover from it, or 3/4 cover.
I'll just use my bonus action to hide a bit better in the bushes. Move maybe one step to the right, and I'll hold my action for when it gets out, if it gets out.
Okay.
Do I roll stealth for hiding?
You roll stealth.
17.
Okay. Okay, so this dinosaur that is now trapped in a net with its little Tyrannosaurus arms is going to writhe around and try to break the net with its massive dinosaur. But somehow it fails. It can't get enough tension with its little dinosaur arms. It's straining at the ropes and unable to move. It tries to move out of the fort, but it can't get its legs untangled from the net. And so that is its turn. Cynthia, your turn.
My turn. I shall move 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and hold out my hands and go shh, 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 shh. Calm down. Calm down. And try to soothe the wild animal.
Make an animal handling check.
Damn right. 15.
I better check up on the rules for animal handling.
Yeah, they're a little bit generic on it. It's like you can calm a domestic animal, keep them out from getting spooked, or intuit its intentions, but like
Domestic.
people would argue that it's kind of DM discretion because you know how cliche the whole "I make friends with the wolves" is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we are probably looking really tasty to him.
In fact, do I still have one of the velociraptors?
You do.
I underhand throw one of the velociraptors towards it.
I'll let that give you advantage on your animal handling roll.
Okay. Yeah, I keep the 15. I shall keep the 15.
The dinosaur continues struggling and, whimpering at the situation it's in. Although it does spare a moment to sniff at the velociraptor that has been lobbed at its feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue trying to soothe it for my action. That's it. Just this,
Morin, your turn.
I take a few more steps backwards and drop my shield and draw my bow and ready an action in case the dinosaur does anything. Just ready to shoot it with the bow.
Okay, Kurik, your turn.
Okay, stuff right there. And just continue to ready to spellcast at any aggressive movements with my party members.
I'm also cursing loudly for people not wanting to hunt it, but instead of being in the day.
Bannister.
Bannister's turn, yes.
I'm giving you that look again.
I'm just looking at what his options are.
He is a bard.
He is, yes.
Bards have this mechanic.
Can we not try to seduce the dinosaur?
I'm not gonna seduce it. I would just like some inspiration once in a while.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason that it exists.
Yeah, well, we can spend 10 minutes and I can give someone some inspiration.
Does it actually take 10 minutes?
It does take 10 minutes.
No.
It lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's an action to do.
Ah,
Bonus action.
oh, okay.
Yeah, bardic inspiration. If you use your bonus action to choose one creature other than yourself within 60 feet who can hear you, they gain 1d6. It increases to d8s, d10s, and d12s at higher levels.
Okay, well, Bannister is going... Bannister is going to bark at the dinosaur. Some diminutive words to try and make the dinosaur feel less threatening. Calling it a little lizard and such. He's using vicious mockery. And as his bonus action, he is going to give inspiration to Jade.
How did you see me? I'm hiding.
It's here, as long as you can hear him.
Or smell the bacon.
Or smell the
Yeah,
bacon.
oh my God.
Okay, so the dinosaur fails its wisdom check. So 1d4 psychic damage and disadvantage on its next attack roll. Okay, that's Bannister's turn. Jade, it is your turn.
Does it still have half cover? I guess so.
Yes, it has half cover.
Well, I guess we should. I'm looking at Sivindia's attempts to calm the beast down, but I don't have too big faith, and I'll just step out so I can see the thing and just fire at it. Because it's a huge ass dinosaur in our resting place. And that's
You have
20.
advantage, by the way.
Hmm?
Advantage, so sneak attack and double rolling apply.
Well, do I get advantage? Does it see me?
It's restrained by the web, so you get advantage, not cross.
Okay.
Web,
yeah,
net, whatever.
Yeah, the net.
okay. No, 20.
That hits.
Does it see me? I had to step out.
Well, because you have advantage on it, that automatically gives you sneak attack.
I am.
Yeah.
Can't remember. That's mad. 7 damage.
Your arrow sinks into its side as it, tries to writhe and get out of the net. It doesn't seem all that perturbed by it.
And I'll bonus action hide in the bush again.
At least one will live to tell the tale of man versus dinosaur.
I rolled 8 on my stealth, so
Good to know. Okay, dinosaurs. It has been yelled at, it's had food thrown its way, and it's been peppered by something small and irritating. It's going to try once more to strength its way out of the net. Oh, it definitely passes that one. So the net is sundered.
Or
And
net.
that's poor net, yes. So that is its action, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so now it's going to come up to the closest thing it can see.
there are people holding.
Yes, does it look hostile enough for us to think it's angry?
Yes, it does look angry. So who had a ready action?
I did.
Both me and Greg.
And Bannister. Oh no, wait, that was last turn. Never mind.
Okay, Kurik, you first.
Okay, I'm going to magic missile its face. So, let's see.
By the way, for the future, you need to say which spell you are readying, and if you ready a spell that uses slots, you're gonna lose that.
Yeah, it gets pretty finicky. The way that it works.
Does it really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it also uses up your reaction to hold a spell. Or to hold an
Oh.
action.
But yeah, or just use it this time. Let's pretend you were holding some cantrip.
I can always change it if that's a big deal.
I think magic
It's
missile is good. It's big and angry dino.
Yeah. Let's see. There we go.
So from your extended hand come 3 magic missiles, all impacting into this menacing dinosaur as it bears down on Savintia. And it sort of takes them like it's being peppered with wet sponges. It's like ugh, ugh, ugh.
Oh.
Even though there's no physical object hitting it, it's just reeling from the magic hitting it. It looks a little bit worse for wear. It looks like the tide could possibly be turning on it, even though it's relatively unhurt. It only has 1 arrow sticking out of it, but it does seem perturbed and a bit deflated. So, Morin, you're ready to action.
Yes, I am at its flank and hope it hits the huge flank.
That unfortunately does not hit. And Jay didn't have a ready to action this round, did she?
No.
Okay, so Savintia's turn.
Well, seeing that everyone has decided to start attacking, I tried. Axe to the face. Make sure that I do this right. I miss. Because I rolled the same thing as Morin.
Yes, you miss.
Oh, I can't quite reach. I apologize.
Too short tiefling trying to hit the face with axe.
It's a little too tall for me. Eh, eh.
You both have short arms.
A little bit.
And you're not going to use your movement or anything this turn?
No, because if I back up, I'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Morin, your turn.
I knock another arrow and take another shot.
Okay. That is definitely a hit. The dinosaur takes an arrow to the neck, on the opposite side of the one he or she previously received from Jade. So now 2 arrows sticking out of it, and it reels up and roars, but seems still standing. Anything else on your turn?
No, I'll just wait and see. Hope the others can get it down before it eats one of us.
Okay, Kurik, your turn.
Well, I guess I'll magic missile it again since it's not dead yet. Oh, ouch.
The sponges are smaller this time.
I just imagine like arrows that have like sponge head, like practice arrows or something.
It's
Make
like
fun
it's
of
like
my
a
magic
Nerf gun.
missile. Now I'm just shooting glowing Nerf darts at everything.
Okay. Bannister's turn. Bannister is going to take a defensive stance against the creature. It's going to, make himself look big, spread his legs wide, and he's going to puff his chest out and look intimidating, and he's going to yell abuse at the dinosaur, telling the dinosaur that you came from an egg and I eat eggs for breakfast, and all of that jazz. He is casting dissonant whispers. And the dinosaur just isn't emotionally ready for that sort of thing. Da, 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 da. 3d6. The dinosaur, upon suffering all of this emotional abuse, screeches and backs away, running as far as it can, directly away from Bannister, sheltering in this fort, just hiding in the corner.
Is it moving away from me?
It is moving away from you, provoking an attack of opportunity.
Well, in that case, I shall hand axe it. A 19 for AOO.
That definitely hits.
Alright, what was the hand axe? It was a 1d6. Plus 1. And it takes 3 whole damage. I'm sorry.
So instead of making it all the way back into the corner, it just turns around and you axe its butt and it dies.
I feel so bad.
Your axe is lodged in its butt.
Well, we killed it.
Oh.
I shall reach down and pet it on the head and say, I'm sorry, I just wanted to be your friend. And then pull my axe out of its butt.
Say it
Our
goes.
bard emotionally wounded it so badly, it just took an axe to the butt to kill it.
Poor thing.
Say it is gonna peek inside from the window. Just to make
I
sure
pick up
there
my
aren't
stuff and follow the rest.
baby dinosaurs inside.
There are no baby dinosaurs inside. It looks like this dinosaur was minding its own business, searching around for something to eat, when it was ambushed by you guys.
Can we just fight zombies or something so I wouldn't feel so bad about killing all these dinosaurs?
I mean, imagine we kill a kobold, and then we find from his money pouch like a small drawing drawn by his kid, like that shows mommy kobold and daddy kobold and baby kobold.
No, we don't kill kobolds in this house.
So one potential problem is that this dinosaur is now blocking the door. You're not going to be able to close the gate until you move it.
Oh, jeez. Okay, let's all hoist the dinosaur outside
Yep.
together.
I'm not gonna take part in it. I'll just put the strength check to minus.
Do we
I
need
have
these?
noodle arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just pull it out.
I'll push.
So, who's hungry?
Yeah, I
Who
think.
has the survival skills so we can butcher this and then smoke its meat?
Yeah, should Bannister and I field strip it?
Yeah, sure.
Would you
Well,
like me to roll survival?
Well, it's large enough to share. If anyone wants to get some meat off.
I'm gonna roll anyway because I want to see. I got a 16. Do you think that's good enough to get some good cuts of meat off of it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, Sabrina and I had kind of discussed having a character that grew up on a farm. She most likely knows how to slaughter and clean animals for food. So, yeah.
I poked the tough hide of its back where there are no arrow holes with my fingertip and like, I wonder if this could be fashioned into armor or shield or something.
It would have to be tan. Preserved and made into leather.
A hide might be worth something, just on its own.
And perhaps the claws for daggers or something else. Sadly, we can't ride it anymore since it's dead, but good try, Svintia.
Yeah, it was totally domesticated.
Someone's gonna come looking for their lost whatever this is.
Yeah, check for a collar or something.
Oh god.
Stop trying to make me feel bad.
This is probably just a baby, and the mother will show up soon.
I
And
storm.
it's like gargantuan.
I storm off inside.
Is there anything inside?
There is nothing inside. No, it is bare bones, just shelter for the 3-day journey between the ferry and the fort.
I shall take out the book and figure out what kind of dinosaur it was.
Is there a fireplace inside, or is it gonna be impossible to have a fire?
There is a fireplace, yes, and firewood
Okay.
as well.
I will go start a fire using my awesome vegetation skills. Then we can smoke all this meat and preserve it for later. Along with cooking our velociraptors.
Yes. Well, I think that's a good point to break off this session.
It has been like 3 hours.
And
And
we
then
did
when we
survive
come back-
without anybody getting wounded too much, at least.
Well, only Bannister, really.
I healed him.
So no one got wounded.
Oh, that's so mean.
Meaner than what we did to the dinosaur.
Rude.
And when we come back next week, I'll be able to tell you how much meat we have with us.
God.
Yay!
Oh. Apply
Yeah,
some
good session.
mosquito salve.
Yes, remember to take the ticks off for the 2 days we've been using it.
Yes.
So how much experience did we get?
Just need to tally that up.
I guess I can stop the music. Good call on the doubling up the tracks, by the way. That was pretty good.
Yay!
But yeah, what was that? What kind of dinosaur was that?
Oh, yeah. Roll a. Well, you don't need to roll. You've got plenty of time to compare pictures.
Yeah, I'm just...
That was an Allosaurus.
An Allosaurus. I don't have that in my list. Okay, so I don't know what it is. I don't recognize it. It's not in Volos. That's okay.
It's not.
Nope.
Volos isn't a complete guide.
It is a
I
mostly
think we were sold
complete.
we were sold a bill of goods.
It was only mostly dead.
I'll draw a picture of it. Just to give like Volo like you missed this.
We'll just stick it in the pages next to the Velociraptors. But yes, I am eager to see how much experience that gave us.
Yes, I just need to open up the encounter builder.
Ooh.
Can I roll something to see how good my drawing is?
Oh god, yes.
How well
Sure.
you will impress
Make it-
Volo on your next meeting?
Make a
Performance
forges
or-
kit.
Okay.
No, you use your forges kit.
And so it's proficiency plus dexterity, is it?
It's either dexterity or intelligence. I can't remember which.
Yeah, it's like just proficiency added to. Oh god, oh god. There's gonna be a very ugly stick figure dinosaur that looks more like a turkey because I rolled natural one.
Well, it looks like how it looks now as a corpse. So close enough.
Yeah. Dinosaur has died with the horror face from all the mockery and stuff.
How does XP work?
The Velociraptors were worth 50 apiece. We killed 5 of them. The Allosaurus I don't know because it's not listed.
Yeah, but do I have to divide it equally, or does everyone get the experience?
I would say everyone gets it.
It's
I think-
divided usually.
Yeah, it's usually divided amongst the number of part numbers.
Oh, math? I don't want to do math.
Is that actually how it's done? Is experiences handled divided by the number of players?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
So for today's shenanigans, my pen decides to stop working. Everyone gets 240 experience.
So
That's
add-
a lot of. That's still a lot of XP for this level. So
Alright. But not quite enough to
Yeah.
level up.
I suppose if I hadn't divided by 5, everyone would have leveled up.
Yeah, they divide the total XP value of monsters amongst themselves. Damn.
I drew it.
You drew it?
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Love it. Please in the future, draw every single thing we kill exactly like that.
Only if I roll bad.
No, I want every single one. Because
I
that
tried
is...
to.
Oh my god.
That's
Hold on. I want these on with them. So this is the one Jade drew. And this is the one that Morin drew.
Olo is going to be so damn impressed about us.
No, but seriously, that yours is adorable. I want every single enemy we kill to be drawn exactly like that. That's beautiful. I'm so glad I didn't stop recording already.
Was it 240?
240, yep.
Yeah, so we
I
should
was
all
drawing.
have 740 total.
Yes.
Almost to level 3.
Oh no.
So I
They all get a level 2 spell.
Yeah, exactly.
I get spells.
Soon.
Soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use minor illusion to animate this thing I drew. Just like when someone is on a watch, I'll just from my non-sleep just animate this thing coming from outside, inside, like.
I think you have to use a major illusion for it to be full size, though.
No, but it's small one. It's just like
Really tiny and cute one.
yeah.
I want a baby.
You can make a flip book.
I can prestidigitate that picture. A tiny version of it in the palm of my hand.
I love it. Oh, I love it. That's beautiful. Okay, so are we good for today?
I think we're good. I think we're happy.
Okay. I will ask before we go, for this video in the future, do please watch this one and let me know how the volume settings are, because new computer, so I have no idea if my voice is going to be super loud or everyone else's will be. So, you know.
Okay.
That was fun.
Fun. Fun.
Very.
Dinner time.